The history of Vedana. Vedana, the third disciple of Dharma, was instructed by his guru to reside and serve in their household for a period, promising him auspiciousness. Obeying this command, Vedana diligently served his guru for an extended duration. His guru, instead of utilizing oxen, harnessed Vedana himself to the plough, forcing him to till the fields. He endured the hardships of rain, cold, heat, hunger, and thirst with unwavering dedication. After a considerable time, the Guru was finally pleased with Vedana's steadfast service, and by their grace, Vedana attained both auspiciousness and omniscience. Thus, Vedana emerged as another exemplary disciple who successfully passed Dharma's arduous test. Upon receiving his teacher's blessings, Vedana concluded his Gurukula residency and embraced the life of a householder. He too had 3 disciples, but he refrained from assigning them any tasks or demanding their service. Having experienced the hardships of Gurukula life, Vedana did not wish to inflict similar suffering upon his own disciples. One day, Janamejaya and Pushya approached Vedana requesting his service as a priest. Vedana agreed. On one occasion, when he was about to depart from the ashrama for a sacrificial ceremony, he reluctantly entrusted his disciple Uttanka with the responsibility of managing the household duties, instructing him to perform all tasks diligently. This placed a significant burden on Uttanka, who was unaware of the trials that awaited him. One day, the woman of ashrama informed Uttanka that his guru's wife had reached her menstrual period and, in his guru's absence, required his attention to prevent the wastage of her ritual time. They reminded him that his guru had entrusted him with the ashrama's responsibilities and that his guru's wife was in distress. However, Uttanka refused, stating that he could not perform such an unrighteous act without his guru's explicit command. Upon returning from their journey, the guru came to know about Uttanka's virtuous conduct and was deeply pleased. Appreciative of Uttanka's service, the Guru asked him what boon he desired, assuring him that all his wishes would be granted as he had served him according to Dharma. Uttanka then asked what he could offer as Guru Dakshina. The Guru initially asked him to stay for a while longer. After some time, Uttanka again inquired about a suitable offering. The Guru, implying he needed nothing, remained silent. When Uttanka consulted his Guru's wife, she instructed him to retrieve the earrings worn by Pushya Raja's queen within 4 days, as she intended to wear them and honor the Brahmins at the ashrama on the 4th day. She emphasized that this was the Guru Dakshina, promising auspiciousness upon its fulfillment. Immediately, Uttanka set out to fulfill his task. On his journey, he encountered a man seated on the tall ox, who commanded him to eat the ox dung. Despite his initial reluctance, Uttanka, upon learning that his guru had previously consumed it, complied. Uttanka consumed ox dung and ox urine, then performed achamana before continuing his journey. Upon reaching Pushya Raja's palace, he blessed the king and requested the queen's earrings as Guru Dakshina. The king directed him to ask the queen herself. Uttanka entered the queen's chambers but could not see her and returned to the king. The king explained that his queen was devoted and loyal wife, so she is invisible to the impure person. Uttanka confessed to having performed Achamana standing and then purified himself by performing Achamana properly, sitting east facing, and went again to see the queen. She welcomed him and asked how she could help. Uttanka requested her earrings as it was asked by his guru's wife as Guru Dakshina. The queen, impressed by his devotion of his guru, gave them to him, warning him of Takshaka's attempts to steal them. Uttanka said to the queen, "Mother, King Takshaka cannot force me, don't worry," and prepared to leave. Pushya Raja invited Uttanka to dine, as it was auspicious to host such a guest. During the meal, Uttanka found a hair in his foot and, angered by the impurity, cursed the king would lose his eyesight and become blind. The king, angered, cursed Uttanka to be childless. However, when Uttanka showed the hair, the king regretted his curse. Uttanka forgave him and said the blindness would soon pass. When Uttanka asked the king to revoke his curse, the king refused, stating that a Kshatriya's words once spoken could not be retracted. Uttanka, however, declared that the curse would not affect him and departed with the earrings. As warned by the queen, Takshaka, disguised as a naked ascetic, pursued Uttanka. When Uttanka stopped to relieve himself, he placed the earrings on the ground. Takshaka seized this opportunity to steal them and fled. Uttanka, realizing the theft, chased Takshaka, who transformed into a snake and entered a hole leading to Nagaloka. Undeterred, Uttanka began digging the hole with his palasha wood staff. He prayed to the demigods, and Indra, moved by his devotion, transformed the palasha wood staff into a vajrayudha, imbued weapon, allowing Uttanka to enter Nagaloka. He praised the Nagas and Takshaka, but they remained unresponsive. Uttanka saw there two women who had been weaving clothes, and on one machine there were black and white threads. The machine had one wheel with 12 spokes and was turned by 6 boys. Also, there was a horse and a man. Uttanka praised them all in the hymns he sang and then, pleased with his words. The man, pleased, asked what he desired. Uttanka asked for the control over the Nagas. The man instructed him to blow into the horse anus, causing flames to erupt and engulf Nagaloka. Takshaka, terrified, returned the earrings. Uttanka, unsure how to return to the Guru's ashrama, was told by the man to mount the horse, which would transport him instantly. He arrived just as his Guru's wife was about to curse him for the delay and presented her with the earrings. She welcomed him, foretelling his future auspiciousness. Uttanka then asked his Guru about the mysteries he had witnessed during his journey. The Guru explained that the women represented night and day, the wheel, the year, the children, the seasons, the man, Parjanya Deva, the horse, Agni, the ox, Airavata, and the rider, Indra. They revealed that the ox dung and ox urine he had eaten was Amrita, which enabled his journey to Nagaloka, and the earrings were obtained through Indra's grace. The moral of this story is, by enduring great hardship and remaining steadfast in Dharma, Uttanka proved himself to be an ideal disciple. whose devotion pleased both his guru and the devas. Vedana, who recognized and honored the disciple's sincere service, exemplifies the qualities of an ideal guru.